Hey everyone, good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Let me know if I'm too loud. I have a new mic. Well, it's an older mic, but it's not that old. It's only like a month old, but I feel like I've been fixing things with it and so it might be a little bit louder now. So come on in, grab a drink, grab a snack, grab some popcorn, whatever you guys want to snack on, and we'll wait for some people to kind of come in. See if we get some people into the room here. Good evening, Redwood. I have like a desk down here now, which is really nice and convenient, but I can't keep my my camera down too much now, because then it'll be like you just have like be looking at the back of my computer, and I doubt you guys want to look at the back of my computer. But we'll see if anybody's on tonight while I'm fixing some stuff over here. Hopefully everybody's had a good day today. We got some more news and some of the things that we were discussing over our live the other day. So I figured just might as well come on and see what's going on. Hello, Samantha. Oh, thank you. I'm going to take some pictures of like my new setup when I'm like completely finished with it. And then, yeah, I'm going to put them on there for you guys. And I think I'll probably do those under members only. And then like these lights, I had these up before, but then I took them down because they kept coming down because I just had them like taped up there. Like I was like, I'm just gonna tape these lights up to the wall because I didn't want to put any holes in our walls because we had just repainted this room. So I was like, really didn't want to put holes in the walls. But today I really wanted them. So I wanted them up. So I am going to get like a neon sign though instead. And then, I don't know, something else back there. I need some like greenery. I need some trees or something. I don't know. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. So we had some more people come out from AWP. So I figured I'd jump on since I'm here by myself tonight. So I'll see how long I can stay on and that, till the dogs kind of say it's time for me to get off here, I guess. But they've been doing pretty good today. They've been being good girls. So we'll see. We'll see. But like I said, as you guys come in, if you could be so kind just to drop a hello in the comments, let me know you're here. Also, if you can give me a thumbs up on this video, that way more people can enjoy it. Also, if you'd like to subscribe, if you like true crime, that's what we talk about here on this channel. All things true crime, and then anything kind of related to true crime in YouTube, I guess, too. Because that's kind of where we've been going with it. With some of the people, they've been just kind of being our entertainment, the other YouTube creators at the moment. So did anybody see there's a couple guys came out from AWP and it was actually a father and a son, and they decided to speak on their time at AWP and what they kind of experienced when they were there. So I figured we could watch them. Hi, Mr. Gamer. Hello. And I am going to put some stuff over here. You guys are just so nice. Hi, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Also, we do have a members only that you can join now, and it's under the join tab right below me. It should say join. If not, it's on the home screen. And before I get started, I just want to tell you guys beforehand that I thank you all for coming. I appreciate all the super thanks, all the subscribers, all the comments, all of the likes, everything you guys give me. I do appreciate that. So I figured might as well bring it to you. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I was going to actually, I was going to show the footage because I don't think that the guys will mind if I show it on my channel. And I figured we could go ahead and watch it. And you are right, Redwood. AWP is crumbling. They are. I mean, I guess a couple people already had known about this. And so when I watched Josh Cantu's interview, when I got off of here last night, or no, 2 nights ago, when I got off the live, I heard him say in his interview or his exiting the kind of thing, like, and I think he seems like a really good person. He really seems like a really good guy. They all do. They all, the ones that come out and spoke. But he said something like along the lines of we all knew about it for a while now or something. Like he said something like, and I don't know if those were the exact words, but the way he worded it, it made it seem 100% that the team that they had in place then anyway, they kind of knew about it. I don't know. It's so damn nuts that Jared's crimes were kept hidden from the public for 30 years. Yeah, it really is. And we did a live, I think it was 11/5. I want to say that was the live we did. And we went through where he was, committing crimes before like these girls came out. It's just crazy. I'm going to put that banner up just in case. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, it's just bad. What is going on here? I'm trying to put this banner up, but it didn't do it. There we go. But yeah, it's been crazy. It's, one person after another. And I think the reason, and I don't know, this might just be my opinion, but maybe the reason why Doug hasn't said anything about him leaving yet is because he's high up in AWP. Like, he was kind of like a co-founder almost in a way. Like he had started there, I think right after, he was like one of the first people to start working there. So I think that he has a lot more stock in it. As a business owner, I'm thinking maybe he's sticking around for legal reasons, but no, yeah, he said none of them knew, but he said, let me see, I'm going to have to pull it up. It was the way he worded it was different. And I'm not saying anything bad about him because I think he seems like a really sweet kid. I'm not saying anything bad about any of the guys that have come out and said anything. And we can watch it too if you guys want. Because I was going to pull them all up anyway to watch. I hope that the cousins finally receives justice too. I really do. It's long overdue for her. It seems like it really does seem like that. Seems like it's something that she's had to deal with for a really long time, and she's even sought help after that. And I think I did mention that in my 11/5 video that because we didn't know at first why she came out. So I said maybe either money or maybe she had talked to a therapist or a psychiatrist, psychologist, and maybe they helped her maybe want to come out this many years later. But Jared told them there may be an allegation. Yeah. I think that's what they told him. I don't think that they knew. I don't think they knew that to the extent. No, I don't think that was it at all. I don't think any of them knew to the extent. I think that it's shocking to all of them because you can see it in their exiting, like that's what I kind of call them, their exiting videos. And they don't owe us any explanation. They really don't. But it's nice that they're giving us one. So who is from? I hope the cousin. From what the news article stated, she is 7 years younger than Jared. I wasn't sure how young she was, but I knew that they were roughly I knew that she was 9 when he was 17, right? Yeah, so that would have been, I guess I could have done the math, but I knew that they were close in age, but not like that close. Because me and my boy cousin, my first cousin, we were like 3 years apart. And then me and my girl cousin, we were like 9 years apart. But we just never did any of that stuff though. But I mean, that's just, it's bad news. I don't saying because it's just so crazy. Yeah, Mr. Gamer said 9 to 10 years old, too young to have to experience that. And then, have to keep that a secret. And then, you're told, well, everyone else knows and they're over it. Why aren't you over it? So then it makes you think even more like there's something wrong with you. I couldn't imagine. I would just feel like I would feel guilt myself. And then she shouldn't have to ever feel like that. And then he doesn't feel any guilt because he literally, people reached out for a comment. And he said that his comment was his emails. That's his comment for everybody. So, I wouldn't believe it was true all the way. Like I would be on the fence if Jared maybe would have came out and would have been screaming from the rooftops like right away, like I didn't do this. Like I know I always tell you guys, get a lawyer, don't say a word when you're in trouble. But this is one of those things, you're in the public eye, and this is that kind of a crime. I don't care. I would have been screaming it from any panel that would have me on there, from any news station. I mean, anywhere. Yeah, did she get, oh yeah, it was her that got kicked out of the family. I wasn't sure if it was her or his sister that got kicked out, but I knew one of them. Yeah, and that's why he left. That's probably why he left the country. I mean, that's just very coincidental. And in the law, they don't really believe in coincidences like that. Explains why he hadn't been on many searches past few months. He knew this was going to come out. Yeah, I mean, he has a new CEO, I guess, of the company. He tried. And the thing with that is, like, and I explained that to you, as a business owner, your name is always still going to be a part of that. Like, it's always going to be a part of it. Like, I don't know how they could get past it. I mean, I think that they could become a new team, but they also, I guess, that he had them. Did anyone else hear that? He had them sign NDRs, like non-disclosure, saying that they would not pursue the type of work. And I guess like all the equipment, all of the boats, all of that stuff is in his name. So he sounds like he knew for a while. And he was slowly getting stuff done and putting in his name. And now he's probably, and I think something even with the house, like one of their houses, he's trying to like keep it. Don't quote me on that. But I want to say he was trying to put it maybe in someone else's name. I don't know. But he has conned $200,000 out of people before, way before, back in 2001. So this isn't his first, crime and then con. And then, so did anyone see the two guys that just came out, the father and son? It was Sam and his son, Kyler. They both came out with statements, and I was going to play them because they just came out not too long ago. I was trying to go through them before I got on here, and I can play them on like 1.5 or 1.25. Even on his channel's videos from a while back are getting comments about a situation. Are they able to still like control that? Because I know that they were showing, like, people were saying that they were deleting comments, but I don't know who that would be now. Like, who would have access to those accounts right now other than him? And I doubt he's the one doing that, like sitting there deleting all those comments. You watched them both too? Yeah, I saw a little bit of both. And then I was like watching the dads, and then I was like, oh, it looks sad. Like, and so I was like, okay, I'm going to save them. So I'll go ahead and play them for you, and then we can talk about them. Let me see here. Oh, and his wife, I think his wife knew. I think she knew. I think she knows. Well, she knows now, but I think she knew something was up. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Does anybody have any proof has anyone seen any proof that she knew? I can't remember if there was anything shown today or not. I can't remember if I saw anything. I'm like racking my brain because I'm trying to think, like, I mean, because people can be blindsided by things. I mean, they can be, and he was a lot younger, but I don't know. And then he's still like, doesn't he have kids that live in his house? So like, how does that work? Like, if you're, I mean, I guess they're allegations, but you're having an indictment. And that's what, I'll show you that too really quick. Let me see here. Let's see if I can share it with you. So I saw this on SF Investigates, and I don't know. I think that you guys probably already saw this. This was, let me see if I can. Can you guys see that okay? It just says like Jared Leisek has hired an attorney, Randall Richards, to represent him in his child R defense. Leisek has filed a motion to appear remote via WebEx, a suspect. This means he plans to surrender and be booked sooner than later, seeking in and out to avoid cameras on November the 30th. So and then SF just retweeted a few minutes ago that he had a link to where you can watch the WebEx like whenever they go on, I guess the Zoom. I guess you can't be there, but you can watch it, which I didn't know that you could do that. I didn't even know that. I don't even know what WebEx is. I guess it's the same as Zoom. It's just maybe for courts or something like that. His poor girls are probably being questioned, and his daughter, I guess, owns a ballet or dance studio. And so, I mean, you know how people's minds just go. And so I hope that the cops or the officers involved, I hope that there's nothing more. Do you know what I mean? To find. I really, really hope there's not more like in that area to find, because that would just be terrible. That would be terrible. But yeah, no, I think that the girls are, how old are his girls? I haven't even looked that up. I don't even want to know. Because he's not that old. They have to be young. It probably will be shown on Court TV. Yeah, if you could see it. Yeah, if they can see it. If you can see it webinar, I'm sure they'll have it shown somewhere else. I'll try to stream it through here too, if I can somehow. I'll try to get it to where if I can get it pulled up online, then I should be able to. And it said that he like sent a link, and he said it was a good link for the place, but I didn't click the link yet because I was like, I don't know if I would trust him that much. But I will do. So we don't need to do to guess Josh Cantu's. Did everyone already listen to? Okay, let me see. Because I was going to play Sam's and then his son's. So does anyone want to watch the Josh Cantu exiting AWP video? Put a 1 in the chat if you want to go ahead and watch that one. And then if not, we'll go ahead and we'll skip to the new ones that they just released today. But if you do want to watch it, put a 1 in the chat and I'll go ahead and play it for you guys. I don't mind. Because I'm not good at reading through legal documents and all that cool stuff. We'd be here all forever. No, I'm not usually too bad. Okay, I can play it. I don't mind. Okay, I'll go ahead and play that one then. I'm going to play it on like 1.25 like X, just because they're kind of longer, and I think that it'll be okay. But if something happens and you guys are like, oh no, it's like too fast, let me know. Okay, Samantha. And yeah, just let me know, and I'll like take it down to regular speed. But it's pretty they're pretty long. I don't know about his. I think his is only 15 minutes or so. Let me see.
The answers that they've been looking for.
That's loud. Sorry, guys. They're all the same. They all kind of sound the same. Okay. And then make sure your volume isn't up too loud, because I don't want you to guys your mics or your earplugs or earplugs. Oh my gosh, your AirPods or anything to explode in your ears.
Then I wanted
Okay, let me see.
To take a moment to try to address the issue that should have been addressed by now, which we were all hoping for better leadership in this, which is why I have officially resigned from being part of the search team, which I don't need to mention. It's pretty obvious that I had been a part of in the past. I will live my life with integrity and morale, and knowing that I did the right thing. I made the right decision, which I hope you guys can support. Hey guys, Josh Cantu here with an update. You guys may know me for my behind the scenes content and my video work with the search team for the past year and a half. But there's some things that have been brought to the light that the team and I were not aware of, and not aware of until very, very recently. And we're not okay with it. And it has created this avalanche of momentum, which it should have, and it needed to. against certain things that allegedly have happened with someone that we trusted. It's currently Tuesday, November 8th, 11:14. And I just wanted to come on here and try to tell you about Josh Cantu. So I'm not going to be speaking about the things that one of our members and may be going through, because I'm not allowed to, which is fine. It's not my place, which is why I have officially resigned from being part of the search team, which I don't need to mention. It's pretty obvious that I've been a part of in the past. If you are unaware of what is going on right now, that is because it has not hit the mainstream yet, because it is not proven yet in court, which is fine. And I'm not here to tell you if it is or is not true, because I personally do not know, and it's not my business to talk about. But what I do know is that my reaction and the reaction of my teammates are not going to be sticking around to find out. We are pretty set on sticking to our morals, to our integrity, especially as fathers and just decent human beings. But I do want to say that I do not condone the activities that have been reported. And I think that justice needs to be served, if there's a case. I'm a father of a 16-month-old baby girl, beautiful baby girl, and the things that have been being said are unacceptable and unfathomable, enraging. But the question is what can come out of this? I don't know. I know what we have. Starting with me, I know I'm a storyteller. I know I'm a videographer. I know I'm a man of integrity. I know I have skills. I come from an aquatic background as a lifeguard, swimming. I took a dive certification class back in 2012. So I have a background in loving to be underwater. I am not currently dive certified, but I showed interest in trying to become so. And I have shown a love for helping families receive the answers that they've been looking for when it comes to things that have happened in their lives that left them without answers. And me and other teammates that I've worked with have been very passionate about that momentum that we have been following, and we have fallen in love with being able to do that for these families. The path and opportunities that the last year has opened has been amazing. The work we've been able to do has been amazing. And honestly, in this last chapter, recent chapter, we were able to do it as creatively as we could. What I mean by that is when your boss isn't there looking over your shoulder, and the people that you have brought on your team to give you a certain type of talent and skill and heart, we are able to do that in a better way when working together amongst friends and people you consider family. So the content that has been made from the last couple months has been really, really good and really fun to work with my teammates, but also really emotional and empowering and helpful. And I don't know if those stories will meet the light of day. I know that I myself have many stories of behind the scenes content from me on the road with my friends. And I have many stories to tell for you guys. I have summer road trip, fall road trip, episodes I never got to but wanted to. Content. This is content that I was depending on for my family to share my stories with you guys and to possibly use it. What I mean by that is through YouTube, I am able to make a paycheck. I'm able to provide for my family through YouTube. I work hard on it. I edit my own stuff. I make my own videos. I am maintaining my own channel. And what is happening right now leaves a lot of uncertainty for me and my family. More than a lot. But the one thing that we decided as friends is we have to be okay with putting that on the line, because this is a moment to stand and to stand up and to fight against things that we are not okay with. And I don't know where that will lead in the future for Josh Cantu and my videography company, Shoot Motion Pictures, and my behind the scenes channel. But what I do know is that there is momentum. There's momentum. And the talent and the skill that we all have naturally, and the community that we have welcomed to our lives and into our hearts and shared our stories with and laughed with and worked hard for, that if there is a way to continue, whatever that means, we will work hard trying to find it. Now, I need you to understand that that is very difficult. And that is a battle. It's not as easy as just taking what you've learned and boom, the next day you're out, fishing on the water. But there are certain things that you cannot coin. You cannot say is intellectual property. Like swimming. There are certain things I can't say, so it's difficult speaking candidly. I apologize. I am sorry to any person that can relate to what is going on. I'm sorry for anyone who has never told the stories that they have in their own heart. And I do not put my name from here on forward with the empowerment of an individual who's capable of things that may or may not be true. And that is why I've left as a videographer with my previous employment as of this morning. And it was, like I said, Tuesday, my break. So, momentum has begun, but that also leads to uncertainty. Now, what I can tell you is that I plan on keeping this channel and, in the best of my ability, bringing some kind of content to you as a viewer. Now, it's frustrating because I do have content that I own, that I filmed on my personal camera without people in it that shouldn't be in it. Because our last trip, was a separate trip. Then, hopefully you know what I mean by that. Which is frustrating because the momentum that this team was building was really epic. Like, the fact that we were building out 2 rigs and trying to get twice as many families helped was really epic. And we have some stories that I was very excited to show you. And I don't know when they'll come out or if they'll come out, but they probably will. But it's not as epic anymore. And it sucks because that momentum has to either be transferred into a different direction, or it stops, or it continues on the road with the best of its ability, which won't get very far, in my opinion. So, I do know that I'm not the only one that feels like this, and it takes leadership in order to accomplish momentum in a movement. And you as the audience, you have the opportunity to put your eyes and your views and your time and attention on a good cause. Now, I am not able to continue with the torch alone. I would love to. I think I can be an amazing leader. I think I can tell great stories. I think creatively I can offer a lot. But it's going to take some very tricky and creative people. Not tricky, but some maneuvering. A little bit of juking in order to get something going that isn't squashable because documents have been signed. With that said, I just wanted to be real with you guys, and I wanted to take a moment to try to address the issue that should have been addressed by now, which we were all hoping for better leadership in this. But it turns out the way it turns out. If you're looking for an official statement, besides from Josh Cantu, don't hold your breath. And do with that as you may. I don't regret my work as far as being a videographer and the stories we've told. I think that our last year of work has been dealt with integrity. And I believe that the cases that we worked on, we did our absolute very best. And with the storytelling that was put forth, we put our heart into it and we gave it our all. You do have to understand that benefits comes into play. Why? Because you're not dealing with, 501c3. You're dealing with storytelling for profit. And I can't be against that because with my behind the scenes channel, it makes me a paycheck. But what I can be against is the lack of integrity and the lack of morals and the lack of a heart that is driving right and wrong. And I think the team members that were put in place to do their very best did that. They did their very, very best. And I know that you guys witnessed that. But I can't put my stamp on future work after today. And I don't own the work that I've turned in already, which sucks. But I own this. You don't want to see it. I mean, they're funny stories, but it's of an era that's going to be in the past. So I will need to be creative in how to find my future. I don't know where that is, but my channel has 67,000 subscribers, which is a lot. Honestly, that's a great base for something. Let's say we can bump that up by the end of the year to 80,000. That's more than I've ever dreamed of having an audience for. And I hope that you can connect with me as a person, as a father, as, someone who is talented and creative and trustworthy, hopefully. Do you think I am? Yes, I am. I have a beautiful daughter and a beautiful family, and it's an honor to be able to show you our hearts and our lives and to trust you with that. It sucks. It sucks because we had a good thing going for us. But the circumstances of what is playing out, you can't save that. You can't save it. You can't fix it. You can't undo it. I do believe in forgiveness. I believe in the ability for someone to change and to grow. But that doesn't make you innocent. Things you did in the past matter. I will live my life with integrity and morale and knowing that I did the right thing. I made the right decision, which I hope you guys can support. I don't have direction at this very moment, but if you trust me and you stay with me and you believe in the people that you've grown to love and care for, that we will not forsake you and we will not let you down. We need to figure out how to do what we need to do, which is going to be difficult. But if we come together with my friends, who you know, it's possible. It's possible. But you have to understand it's not easy. All right. That's going to be it for now. Thanks for being here. Josh Cantu. And we'll figure out where to go from here. As my friend Doug said, there's light that has opened up. It may be winter, but spring has just begun. It's spring, honestly, because sky's the limit. All right. Love you guys. Have a good day. Leave a comment.
So, doesn't that break your heart? Hey, Phantasmic Ether. Oh, my camera's on one. I accidentally clicked the button again. Yes, isn't that like incredibly sad? So that one, I think out of all of them, he didn't say, he said like the least, I think amount, out of all three of the videos that we'll watch, like the next two. I feel like the dad that comes on, Samson, and his son, they're more open about what they kind of say. Especially because they didn't work there, I think, towards the end. So I don't think that they had to sign any non-disclosure agreements, because you even said it, like heard him say in there, he did say that they had to sign some stuff. So they might have to do some like, shifting and, back and forth to try to get the team together if they wanted to still do these kind of movies or, things like that. But that's sad that he has those videos, and that's his heart, because I can understand being a business owner or creator that, you put your whole heart and your whole effort into something, and then all of a sudden it's worth nothing because nobody wants to see it because it's like damaged goods or something. But I don't think that it could be that bad. I don't think it could be like that. He's not in the footage. So maybe some point years down the road or something, if they rebuild and they're able to, maybe he'll be able to release them then, or he'll be able to release them on his own channel. But yeah, I don't think she's in the chat now. What was her name? Becky. Is Becky in the chat still? Because we watched it and I listened to what he said that time. He said that wasn't aware of it until recently. He said until recently. And then that's what I meant by it. Because I said something like, recently, or they had found out that, and he said that there was a trip that was separate. Like, so that made me seem like they kind of knew something was going on too. Maybe they didn't know the full extent, but they knew something was probably going on. Like, he's not going on trips with us, and this, that, and the other. Because I'm sure he probably wanted to be there to make sure that he was picking every penny that he could be picking from them guys. Make sure they're not overspending or using any cards or anything like that. Because that's what he seems like, that kind of person now, from everybody's accounting of him being in it for the money, and that's all that he's in it for. So let's see. We can go ahead and move on to the other ones because there were like some really good ones. So this one is Sam. What did I do to him?
Give me just a second as I make.
And this is another guy that was with AWP. Him and his son worked for AWP. I don't know why my dogs are barking. But she's just barking a bark. Let me go grab her really quick. She wants on the bed. Hold on one second, guys. She wanted on the bed, and then I got her on the bed, and then they both just jumped off. She will bark if she can't get up there. She's so funny. I was going to try to turn down the air. I have the air conditioner on right now because I'm so hot, and I have the window open, so I'm getting a little cold. And so I was going to turn the air conditioner off. Plus, Vincent will come home and be like, what the heck? It's like, I don't even know. It's like 57 degrees outside, but I get hot. Hello, Jennifer. Look at the amount of lives destroyed. Isabel said, so heartbroken for them all. I hope when he's convicted, court takes his assets and the team gets the equipment and his home sold for compensation for the victims. Yeah, I think that is, they should be getting a lot. And it shouldn't be going to anybody but them. And I mean, I'm going to say that I don't even feel like Jared's wife should be getting anything because I feel like she knew. But then again, I don't know if she knew. But I don't want his daughters to be without anything. I don't feel like they knew. And they could have been victims themselves. We don't know. It was the understanding that Jared was teaching how to use the sonar correctly is one of the reasons why he was not in the Kylie Rodney case. I was wondering why he wasn't there for that case, because that was like a really big case. I was surprised he wasn't like in the boat, in the water. I really was, actually, because I saw like 1 or 2 videos of theirs before the Kylie Rodney, but I didn't watch them all the way through. I just watched like here and there. And they really weren't my kind of I didn't really see, it wasn't entertaining for me because it was like a story to lead up to the car. So I literally would fast forward halfway through or more than halfway through because I wanted to know the story in the beginning about the victim, the person that was in the vehicle, but then I wanted to see the vehicle. I didn't want to hear about the in-betweens, what they did and stuff. I no offense to them, but I didn't really care about that part. I just wanted to see the vehicle. That's what I was interested in at first. But then I saw like 2 videos and it wasn't my cup of tea, but Jared was in both of those videos that I saw. So that could have been it. Look at all you peoples. Okay. So I was going to show Sam next, and then his son ends up saying his piece afterwards. And I'm going to put them at like, I'll put the dad at like 1.5 or 2.5 speed, just because like I think that's fine. But and then maybe the son at 1.5 because he speaks a little bit slower, I feel like. Have you read his website? He says his life is open book, no skeletons. Yeah, right. The whole just the whole cemetery. Yeah. And then somebody actually got a video of him saying, I completely forgot about this. He was like saying that like who's in charge of like different like social medias in his company and like emails and all of that. He did a video on that and states that like his sister-in-law and his wife and all of those people helped with all of those like day-to-day things, because I guess he said that he wasn't good at that kind of stuff, which I think that's a load of shit. I think he was probably really good at this stuff. That's why he's the way he is. But you don't like, and I think it's in another interview too, but it'll go into it. It's in the 3rd interview, what he says when he's hiring this guy. And this boy is just asking him, why do you do this? And just listen for his answer. And it's like, oh, okay, now we gotcha. But before I show it, if you're just now coming in, please drop a hey, hello in the comments. If you'd like to, you can drop where you live. A lot of us do that. Also, if you want to give me a big thumbs up on this video, that would be great as well. And if you'd like to subscribe, if you like true crime, subscribe, please, because I love that. But I'll go ahead and I'll play the next video because I think that's a good one. It was when like things start to get really good, I thought, because I was like, oh, because like I watched Josh's and it was so like candid. He couldn't say a whole lot, and I understand, but that's because I feel like he was there a lot longer. But these guys decided to go ahead and open up, and I love that. I don't think we need that. This one. And then make it bigger.
Make sure everything's set up properly. Here. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Yeah, 1,800 peeps. Yeah, that's a lot of people. My phone's doing something here. All right. Let's see. Can you guys hear me? Just real quick, can you guys hear me? Just want to make sure. Yes, you guys can hear me. Okay, real good. So we'll get started. First off, my computer just crashed. So my computer crashed, so we'll just be doing it from here. I've been getting a lot of people, reaching out to me, asking me questions, all types of questions. But I've also had a lot of people reach out to me and apologize. As many of you guys know, over a year ago, I stepped away from Adventures with Purpose. It was a very tough time for me. I loved helping the people, but I just hated what was going on behind the scenes. Yeah, with that being said, these things that were brought to light or that have been brought forth this weekend, I didn't know about them until this Saturday, just like many of you guys. I left due to, the way that people were treated in other ways. I left because of the way that I was treated. There's many things that didn't sit well with me. And just a moment ago, I spoke with Dan. Dan said that he's going to come into the comments. Dan would also like to let the world know that he was unaware also. He's at work, and he's a young fellow, and he really doesn't have time at the moment to really be here. And our hearts with you, Dan. Anyway, with that being said, this last year had been extremely hard for me. I experienced a lot of hate from the mob that came after me, whether it was through emails and texts and messing with my people. I actually feel like a big weight has been lifted off of me because I know now I no longer have that pressure. A lot of you guys are upset with yourselves. And I'm saying, don't be, because I was fooled too. I was duped as well. I just happened to be closer to the individual. And with that being said, I was able to see it, the character much sooner than you guys were. This is a very, very, very quick live stream. And, for those of you guys who have been, reaching out to me, apologizing, saying that you're sorry. Hey, sorry, Sam, we doubted you. Hey, we treated you bad, or we crucified you. I just want to say, hey, we're cool. You guys didn't know, you guys are forgiven. It's water under the bridge. It's fine. The biggest issue at this moment, or rather where I'd like to, deflect the attention to is to, the survivors that have come forward and may continue to come forward. I encourage you to come forward. If you haven't already, you have many, many people that are supporting you and that you don't know about. We stand with victims. We stand with the survivors, rather. I prefer to call them survivors. And me, I do not condone violence. I do not condone, I'm going to say the R word to everyone. I don't condone rape, sexual assault, none of that. I am not under contract of any shape or kind whatsoever. This is all me. This channel belongs to me. I'm not answering to anybody. And I do not, under any circumstances, condone sexual assault of any kind. That doesn't happen here. It doesn't fly. I'm really upset about it, to be honest with you. I'm upset about the whole thing. Just to have been, that close to the character, and then getting to know him. I found Jared Leisek to be repulsive. That absolutely repulsive. I didn't know how deep it was or what it was, because we never had that conversation. We weren't just out there driving, and I wasn't like, hey, Jared, you like kids? That didn't happen. Tell me about your shady past. That didn't happen. I was unaware of these things. I left because of what I had saw and seen on my trips, happening in the interactions there. My understanding from what I've done, or the homework that I've done, is this stuff started to come out last February. I left at the end of summer, so I was far removed from this. Had I known anything of this kind, I would have left immediately. And with that being said, I just wanted to let you guys know, a lot of people are looking at me, Sam, is this why you left? No, this isn't why I left. But had I known, I would have gotten out much sooner, and the fireworks would have been much bigger. With that being said, I want you guys to know that I wasn't the first person to leave. This is a story that you guys don't know. Actually, son, Kyler, he came out on a trip with us. And during that time, he was just so, I don't know, you can come in here. I'll introduce you real quick. I'm going to let him tell his story. We're actually going to go and, he's going to tell his story. I'm going to wrap up my piece. He's going to tell his story over on his channel. So mods, if you're here, go ahead and drop the link. This is a separate thing, and I just want Kyler to make sure that he feels comfortable on his own channel where he can talk and he can be freely or speak freely, because there's a lot of things where he was like, I don't know if I can say that on your channel. But we're going to go over to his channel. He's going to speak his piece. He's going to speak his mind, because he actually left during a trip. He was the canary in the coal mine. We were on a trip and he left. He said, and I'm going to let him tell his story. And that really just was a rude awakening. I don't even rude awakening. It was an awakening for me. So a lot of people are like, oh, Sam, you were the one that, that called it out first. Actually, it was Kyler. And then Kyler, me and him, we talked about it. I was already, losing interest, with Jared and with the product, or with AWP, due to Jared. I loved helping the people. So I was always torn. I wanted to help people, but I just couldn't promote this guy anymore. As many of you guys know, I've said that I have over 40 episodes worth of content from my trips on adventures with purpose. I never made those videos because I didn't want to promote this individual. I seen his character, I saw who he was, and for my morals, the things that are coming out now, not meaning the rape indictment. I didn't know about that, but other things you guys are learning about him, from different channels and different people that have spoken and came forward. Anyway, so guys, this is my son. I had no idea about these things that have come forward, and to the survivors, we stand with you. We stand with you. We stand with you in a big way. And if you guys have been affected, be it this huge and egregious or small, come forward, so speak your piece, speak your mind, just get it off your heart. And, and thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting, the survivors. Thank you for supporting the fellow channels. A lot of channels have spoken and came forward. These a lot of these channels are separate entities. I want you guys to understand that AWP, YouTube is a form of social media. In the happenstance of AWP, it was owned and ran by Jared. So when people say AWP, they mean Jared. Mm-hmm. I wasn't around Doug enough to really get to know him on a deep level. I wasn't around Carson enough, or Josh, or Nick for that matter. So I can't really speak on those guys. I can only speak on what I know and what I experienced. And my experience was the dude was effed up in a big way. Yeah, in a big way. And anyway, so yeah, it was everything that I spoken about before in my previous video. The truth about Adventures with Purpose is back up. I took it down because I was getting first off, I was getting hassled, but then my people started getting hassled, meaning my family members. And I was just like, hey, YouTube's not worth, my family members and my loved ones losing sleep at night. I do want to say thank you to my family, for the encouragement. Thank you to Kyler. Thank you to, Kevin Nomot. Thank you to Brock the Rock. Thank you to Anthony. Thank you to you, a lot of you guys, for encouraging me, and a special thanks to my girlfriend Renee. Thank you for being there for me and encouraging me along the way. Yeah. And now that this vicious, ugly mob is out of the way, or has been exposed, I'm dancing free. Amen to that. And my channel is gonna. I'm still kind of in working on some personal issues, a lot of health issues and different things. As you guys know, I busted my shoulder, but I do have some things coming down the pipeline. I plan on linking up with a known editor this summer, possibly, and we have some things that we're going to be doing. If not, if that doesn't work out, I got some other things. So things will be coming down the pipeline on this channel. Thank you guys. A lot of you guys that became a member, I greatly appreciate that. A lot of you guys have donated right now. I greatly appreciate that. But if we could, put the focus on, for me, I'm a grown man, and I was a grown man when I agreed to go with Adventures with Purpose and the things that I experienced. Let's wrap our arms around those who were young. And all these people, who had these egregious acts happen to them, which shaped their lives, their perception, everything. I'm upset.
Understandably so, and you have every right to be
just
upset.
saying, I'm a father.
I can vouch as a father. He's a good one too. So.
I'm working on it. Anyway, on that note, this live stream is pretty much over. That's all I have to say. In a nutshell, all you guys that have apologized, I accept.
He wasn't happy. He was a dad. That's how my dad would have been acting. But I don't think my dad would have been that cool. Like, you know what I mean? He kept it together, I think. I think he kept it together pretty well. And he also says, and we'll watch his son's part of the video in a minute. Like he said, like his son's really the one that opened his eyes up. And I think that the guy didn't really want to believe it, but he kind of knew in the same token. But the son was really the one that was like, no, I'm not working for him. I'm not going back tonight. I'm not going back ever. So we'll have to watch that one. But it's just like, what else, What else? And especially with true crime. I'm going to play the other video just because it's getting a little bit later. But I'm going to put him at 1.5 speed because it's I think you guys will be able to hear it okay. And then if you guys can't hear it really well, just let me know in the chat and I'll slow it down. Let me see. I was trying to just remove my little name out. Let's see. People do suck. They really do. And I feel like these guys, they really didn't have a clue. Like, I think the older people, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think the dad, he kind of, like, he knew something was up, but I don't think that they knew the extent of what it was. But I wonder, I'm wondering, because I think the only ones that are left that I can think of is Carson, Doug, and Nick. And I'm wondering if they're staying because of like something in the agreements or something. I don't know. That's something I don't know. But I will play the other video because I think the next one was the last one to come out, and then I don't think anyone's come out with any more videos. But we've been on here for like an hour, so I don't know. It's just like I hope no more videos are, you know what I mean? But I think that the guys, like I think that Sam, I think that he is going to tell a lot more. And he did even say on his page, he went ahead and posted that video, I guess, the truth about AWP. And I have yet to see that, so that's probably a good one to watch too. And his name is Sam, like Adventures or something. Sam. Oh, I can't remember now. But the Adventures, I believe, with Adventures. And then his son's name is Kyler Jin. And then he has his own page too, his own YouTube. So if you want to support him. Well, they said that there Samantha said, I wonder if there really were NDAs. They said that there were, so I don't know. I mean, I guess that he had him sign like certain things where they wouldn't talk about, I guess they couldn't talk about, I don't know what they couldn't talk about. I guess certain things that are going on. I mean, apparently Josh can't really say a whole lot because he's very, very candid in his like video. He was very like, he was very likable, and I really think he's a really nice guy, and I really do think that he's genuine. But I just think that maybe he can't say a lot because he had to sign it. Yeah, no, Sam didn't sign one, and neither did his son, because I think it's because they left last year, like the end of the summer, I think, or something he said. And then his son left before that. His son, I think, only went on like a couple different, I think it was like one road trip with them, but it didn't last the whole trip. And I'll go ahead and play his little thing too, because his was good. I'm going to fast forward it to like a couple minutes in, just because it took him a minute to get the video kind of going. Let me see.
Get this weight off my shoulders.
Okay, I think like right here would be good. And then okay, let me see if I can. Oops. And then if you guys could please drop a big thumbs up on this video, that would be great. And if you love true crime and you're new to my channel and you'd like to subscribe, we would love to have you. Let me share my screen with you guys. Okay.
Hey, the story I'm about to tell you guys, and just kind of this thing. I mean, this is one of, even before all this drama came out, this was one of the most impactful and probably biggest things to have happened to me in my adult life. And this has really affected something I love, which is YouTube. And honestly up until you left, it made me not even really want to do YouTube, even though I liked it. And so this is a big thing. And I feel like the time has come to get some things off my chest, get this weight off my shoulders. So I'm going to tell you my story. And yeah, we'll just go with that. So I don't remember when you first told me about AWP. I don't remember any of that. So I knew he'd been doing YouTube. You made a few videos, and there were some fun things that we'd done on there. And I remember the first video you ever had to get 1,000 views, and we just were sitting there watching the number come up. I remember we were sitting there with my brother and sister, and we were so excited. Yeah, it's a big deal. So that was kind of my introduction to YouTube. He was doing it. So being as he's my dad, I always thought, I think he's cool. So at that age, especially, like some of the things he thought was cool would be cool to me. So when he told me about, Adventures with Purpose, and he's like, yeah, we're out doing all these good things and helping people, I thought it sounded awesome. Like I thought,
people are saying, turn it up so if you can project your voice.
At him.
Or here, I'll move. Also,
yeah.
I'll move the camera a little closer, so we have to not be soft spoken on this one. So you can.
I don't know. Hey, can you guys? So a couple days into the trip, so I've been kind of getting to know everybody a little, And I remember Jared was in the, like I said, this is all my opinion, but Jared was in the front seat and he was driving. So I decided I was going to go up and talk to him and pick his brain a little bit because he was an interesting person to me. Like, why wouldn't he be? He has a YouTube channel. He has all this stuff. So I go and I start to talk to him. And one question in particular, and what I remember asking was, I asked him why he got into YouTube. And now most people, when they get into YouTube, they say, oh, it's because I like something, or, oh, it's because I was doing something already and thought it'd be fun to share it with the audience. But he told me that he got into it for money. And I was like, what? And he's like, well, I knew it was profitable. And so for me, that was kind of a weird thing, but I didn't think too much about it. You know, I was kind of like it's a little, you know, whatever, but that's not that big of a deal. So that was kind of the first red flag. And then the second red flag was hearing how he spoke about his fans and the nature he spoke about his fans and the some of the other, I'm not going to mention any names, but other people that were coming out to help us. He was really speaking about them as if they weren't humans or people. And I recall him saying, he said it in a joking tone, but it didn't come off as a joke to me. He said that if people didn't give his money to him, they would just be wasting it anyways.
Something else.
Yeah, on something else. And that was something he just said. And I think the other people might have heard that and thought it was kind of a joke, but that kind of stuck with me because I was like, well, that's, you know, not whatever, but whatever. And then, so it was kind of on my mind a little bit. And then I have a vivid memory, this is my memory of it, of us, we had, I'm not gonna say the case, we've been working a case and two little old ladies came up to us and they asked Jared, they're like, hey, do you have money for gas? And these ladies, I don't like to judge anyone based off appearance solely, but these old ladies appear to be modest in nature, very modest. Some would even, you know, they did not look like they were well-to-do. And he said, yes, we need gas money. And he, you know, they handed him $50. And I also want to know, at this point, he had bragged to me a little about some of the money he was making. So I was already, it was like a red flag. So he takes the $50 or whatever that they give him, and he goes and he stuffs it in the door of the RV, the pocket, and it has the most loose money I'd ever seen in my life, like thousands of dollars. I'd never seen that much loose money. So at that point, my alarm's starting to go off. But I'm just really, so that was, I think, the night before. That was the day before I left, I think. So then the last day, we're working a case, and this case is a very, I'm not going to say the case, I don't want to say any names. If they ever want to speak about things, they can. But this case allegedly involved some of the most horrific things you could ever think of happening to a person.
Cult stuff.
It was cult stuff,
Cult related,
and like involving rituals and like
sacrifice.
yeah, all, just the worst stuff you could ever think of. And we are told the story. We are shown pictures to back up the claim. So immediately, I'm just like,
You're in a bad spot.
we're in a bad spot.
Not comfortable with that.
I'm not comfortable with that, but it was like, to me, take the cult stuff and all that stuff away because I've never heard that. But to me, part of the thing is I have experienced death in my life. I have, as many people have, I've experienced, you know, family members. I've experienced friends that, you know,
You've had a lot of close friends.
I've had close friends pass away. So I don't take it lightly. And to me, handling people that are grieving and dealing with death is a very like sacred kind of intimate thing. So to me, it was like, then to hear how it was their son had been murdered, allegedly. It was, you know, to me, this is like, oh my gosh, this is the most sacred situation possible. So we're out on the case. And I remember we're out looking for the person. And we go to a spot where we're looking, and it clearly, anybody who had been working the case would know there's no chance of the person being here. But they were, you know, filming and whatever. And I asked about it, and I was told that it was for show. Like, we have a show to make. So I was like, why are we here? And I was told, oh, well, we have a show to make. And immediately I got sick to my stomach.
Yeah, I actually would sometimes say, so Jared, is this a show day or a actual search day? What are we doing today? That's a real thing.
And to me though, being told that when I'm over here with my whole heart into what we're doing made me just want to puke. Like, honestly. So then that night,
because these people, this is not a show for them at all.
No,
this is real life.
No.
This is real life.
No, it was never told to people I saw. They were never told that that there was places being searched just because it was good content. Interesting. So I was absolutely, you know, sick about that. So I remember that night. So at this point, I'm already sick. So we go back, and it's an older elderly couple, and we go and tell them that we were unable to find their son, and that we'd have to either, I don't remember if we were gonna try again or something. I don't remember. It was something. I was there, and I was told. It's hard for me to talk about, but the old man was crying, and I didn't film. I did not want to go, because I was helping filming. I did not want to go up close to him, and I turned the camera away because he was crying, and I didn't want anything to do with it. And then I got accosted for missing what was called the money shot. And at that point, I just ended up storming out because I like, to me, seeing this couple who's the last, I think, 30 years of their life had been affected or something like that by this crying and then wanting this camera shoved in their face, it just made me sick. Like, I couldn't handle it. So I go out, and, you know, my dad, he notices, and we go out and we talk in the RV, and I tell him exactly how I feel about everything that's been going on. And I'm, you know, crying and yelling at him, and we had a falling out, but
we got into it, and also some things that had to do with me personally between he and I. came up, which ended up being a good thing because we were able to discuss things later. And come to a better point.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's fair to put out. But yeah, so we had a falling out over this, and I left. I was in, I'm gonna say where I was, I might give things away, but I was in the middle of Kansas. I called a taxi. Middle of Kansas. No, I don't know where I am. Like, and that made also all the other stuff crazier. But,
yeah. So you were 20, right?
Yeah.
All right. So imagine this: a broke 20-year-old in the middle of Kansas on this what is sold to be this awesome trip. Hey, let's go across the country, see all these things. Broke 20-year-old says, "Screw it, Dad. I am buying my own taxi, getting my own hotel, getting my own fare and airfare, and I'm leaving tomorrow." This was who he is and where he was.
No, because he kept saying, "Oh, we'll just stay tonight. We can drop you off or something." I'm like, "No, I'm done."
Yeah, he was done. It was no hangout. Well, hey, Kyle, just hang out. We can drop you off. I would be gone from this as soon as possible. And he left in a taxi cab. And I was, even though he and I got into it over some things, that was a very proud dad moment.
Yeah,
in a big way. Even though we had a little moment, I was proud of yes and yes. I want to be like him.
Well, eventually you kind of were, but anyway, so I left. I've told people it was funny to me that one of the worst nights of my life was in Kansas. Like, as someone who'd never even been there, that was just ironic. But yeah, so anyways, I leave, I go, I get an I fly home, whatever. Me and you, we don't really talk much for a little while.
Yeah, for a couple months.
For a couple months, which for us, that's a long time. Like, I mean, at this point, we talk on the phone almost every day. But I mean, even then, like, that's a long time. So at this point, I leave, and then fast forward a little bit, you leave, and I was so relieved when he left. I felt like a weight in our relationship had been lifted because I just saw you out there with who at this point, I haven't even gone into detail on some things because I don't think it's whatever, but at this point I had thought Jared was already the most evil person I met. And a lot of that had to do with how he was selling himself as a poor person and taking advantage of people. And I was able to do some math and just knew it wasn't accurate.
And he was braggy. He showed us he was braggy. Oh, look at how good I'm doing. It was weird.
Anyways, so I was really happy when you left. I actually ghost wrote part of you when you were talking to Jared because I remember when the things happened between him and Jared, he really just was done with the situation. You were upset.
I was pissed.
He was super mad.
You actually said that, hey, Dad. Because first off, I thought that why did I stay around so long? I actually thought that I could like steer the ship.
Yes,
I didn't know that Jared was this bad of a dude. And so my first check was, all right, well I'm just gonna see if he even respects me, and by talking in terms of money because that's what he understands. And if I know that I have his respect, then during the trip I'll come forward and I'll talk to him about everything else that's going on, talk about my heart. I was really hoping that I would be able to open up to the guy and really steer this thing, in a better way. And things weren't that bad at first. They kept getting nastier and nastier. He came in a nasty moment.
Yeah.
And so like I said, I thought I could steer the ship, but in the end, no, I couldn't. There was no. Because Jared very much presented all Sam, this is me and you, man.
I actually, I don't know if you remember, but he was ready to just dip. I told him to check. Like, I was like, you should text him and see if he even respects you.
Yeah, no, I actually had originally sent him an FU text.
Yeah, and sent it. You typed it.
No,
you sent it to me.
I typed it because Kyler at this point we're kind of talking back and forth. We were open about our experience with AWP. I was like, hey Kyler, this is what I'm going to be sending to Jared. And then Kyler was like, wait, maybe you should try to talk to him. See.
Yeah, because I honestly, this is my thought. If Dad sent Jared an FU text, I thought one, you would look like a bad guy and give him some whatever. And I actually thought I knew Jared was going to tell you to screw off. I in my heart of hearts felt that, but I thought you needed to know that.
All right, cool.
Like, I thought that you needed to see what kind of person he was. So I kind of ghost wrote a nice little whatever text, and it was about just wanting his respect and some of the stuff, and you're told to screw off. So that happens. Are you going through looking for it?
Yeah, I found the text that after he did tell me to screw off, I did send the text. And I said, honestly, over time, I felt like you haven't valued me, my well-being, or respected my thoughts or options. Or opinions, rather. Let me back that up. Slow my reading. Honestly, over time, I felt like you haven't valued me, my well-being, or respected my thoughts or opinions. You kind of have a King Jared mentality. You seem to look down on others, whether they are female, minority, poor, or anything other than you. Even an ignorant coal miner, as you have referred to blank. I'm not going to mention the person's name. I can only imagine what you say about me when I'm not there. You tell half-truths to your wife. If you're not honest with your mate, you won't be honest with me. I love helping the families and doing good in the world, but I was doing that long before YouTube and long before recognition. You do good because it's marketable. Valor seems to mean nothing to you. After 2 years of hanging out with you, I've grown to dislike you. So I did. I toned it down a little bit because I was heated, but I did end up sending him the text after I didn't have the initial handshake saying, "Hey man, let's see if we can work something out." I thought we'd be able to work something out, and then on that trip, I'd have 40 plus days to work on him and talk to him and say, "Hey man," and I thought I could steer the ship into a positive direction, but boy, was I wrong.
And I honestly thought I think you had been blinded by I don't know how many months of knowing the guy. I just came in and kind of saw how he was at that moment when I came in.
Yeah. So I was starting to
get lulled to sleep by it.
yeah, being a little desensitized, and I'll admit to that. I certainly was a little desensitized. There were certain things I would not have crossed, and things were starting to swell up in my gut, and I could just feel that gut feeling, saying get away. And then Kyler got away, and then it was like, yeah, I definitely need to get away. And then finally I did.
And I wanted to speak slightly to me getting away. This was something like that when I when I thought about it, sounded amazing because one, I like scuba diving. That's like some of my passion. If I could do that professionally somehow, whether that's for YouTube or something, that'd be a dream of mine. It involves helping people. It was just, there were so many things about this that sounded amazing to me. And I just was like, I couldn't overlook how he was and how things were going. So it wasn't an easy, it was easy, but it wasn't like something I wanted to do. Like, it was like, I have to. That's why I just left the way I did, because it was like, I have to leave.
Just pull off the Band-Aid and leave.
Yeah. So I will say there have been people that have, over this process, harassed me. I've had people call me names. I've had people harass me and call my dad names. Most of those comments just end up being deleted, but they're there. And I am honestly so relieved that that is seemingly, at least involving that situation, is behind us. There's always gonna be people that hate and troll, but I will say the hardest moment for me to stay quiet in all this was when you left and he was trashing you on that community post. To watch somebody with a platform that big trash your father, who is not any of the things he was saying, and really wasn't active as he could have been with YouTube at that time, just because he wanted to spend time with me and my brother and sister. That made me so angry. And then the fact that I couldn't say anything without just looking like I was.
So the big thing of the text or his post was he attacked me as an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
it was an entrepreneur attack, like it was all about money. And for him, maybe it was. And it certainly seems that way.
Yeah, so that was really hard. It was really hard to stay quiet then. And then it's been, as I've had this YouTube channel for over a year, it's been hard for me not to say things, because I'm watching who I, in my heart of hearts, before even knowing these allegations, thought was one of the most evil human beings I'd ever encountered, be praised as a hero and lauded. And I would get sad when somebody would come over and say something about AWP or something, because I'm like, oh, they're still kind of in the.
But plus, he was in some AWP videos.
Yes, I was.
Like, oh man, have you ever even seen the AWP videos you were in?
I have not watched the AWP videos. I have had friends. So after I left AWP, I had friends reach out to me because they saw the videos I was in. I had never seen them. I didn't have a desire to watch them. To me, that was a chapter of my life I didn't want to relive through video. So yeah. So, but my point I was getting at was, I am just happy that chapter of having to deal with not being able to defend you the way I wanted to is now over.
Yeah.
To not speak out and say something is over. I'm glad that everyone right now is getting their chance to talk, and I hope that more people come forward, and any victims of Jared come forward. Whether it's survivors, whether it's the people he's molested or the people he took advantage of, allegedly molested.
We're saying that for legal purposes.
Or the people he allegedly took advantage of that I witnessed. I hope they come forward. I hope they come forward. I mean, this is someone who has been, in my opinion, a menace to society, as a whole. He's affected people on every level of, he's affected grandparents, he's affected little kids, apparently. He's affected, this. So I hope that there will be some justice served, and that people that have been struggling with this are able to find some peace. And I pray for all the people that have been negative, all the people outside of him that have been negatively affected by the situation. So yeah, I don't really have too much more to say. There's other stories, other things I get into, but you guys.
So can I ask you?
Yeah, you can ask me some questions.
So I know, just to clear things up, did you know or have any pre-knowledge of the things that were brought forth in these indictment charges, or this indictment? Did you know about it?
No, I did not. And if I had, you would have seen a video on Kyler Ginn's channel titled something I can't even say here, but it would have been.
Yeah, it's your channel, so I can't say it either.
No, we've been calling him some names, which I honestly, there's okay, I don't call people names, but once you get to the level that he allegedly has gotten to, the gloves are off. You can just whatever. No, I did not know about anything. I knew about other stuff, but to me, I knew that with my limited platform, and if I came forward with this other stuff, it just wouldn't even. I felt as if it would not help anything.
Yeah, and just real quick, let me say something.
Yes, go ahead.
Well, with nearly 5,000 people, live and in this live stream, I just want to, publicly say, I really respect you, Kyler, for it. And I respected that when you walked away. Me and you, we had our issue. We were getting into it, but I respected you, and I respect you as a man. I just want to, I love you, and you're an awesome dude. I'm looking forward to, to you being the kids of my grandbabies one day.
Parent to your grandbabies, yes.
Excuse me, the parent.
Yes.
I said that wrong, but the parent.
Yes.
So yeah, you're a great dude, man. I'm proud of you. And I know it took a lot of heart. You're a young guy, and right now social media's hot, Twitter's hot, all these things are hot. But you were like, yo, I'm out. You stuck to your morals, you stuck to your guns. You were the for me, you were definitely a big part in helping me to open my eyes. The canary in the coal mines, and I'm proud of you. And I love you. And I'm proud of you.
The day after I appreciate that. The day when I got home, I posted a Bible verse, and I'm gonna quote it within. I give you the gist of it. The gist is, what is a man to gain if. It's basically something that goes to the point of, what is it if a man gains the whole world if he loses his own soul? And I left Adventures with Purpose knowing my soul was intact and I hadn't sacrificed that. And that's something I will never give up for fame, money. My soul is never for sale to anyone. That's something I will stand on forever. So if there's any buyers out there, sorry, off the market. But yeah, and that it is while I have a lot of feelings of like, disgust, anger, but I definitely do have a feeling of vindication that I see some sort of justice is being served in this situation, and I hope it continues to go in that direction. So I don't really have much more to say on that.
And our hearts with
Yes.
all those who've been affected, whether it's small or monumentous. We stand with you. I think that Kyler, you stand with it.
I stand with any victim of sexual assault or violence of any kind. So these victims, you're in my prayers nightly. I hope that you're able to find some peace, and I just pray that God puts his arms around you. And that's all I can say to that.
That's a lot, huh? That was a lot to take in. It's a lot of stuff. Yeah. So apparently he said that he had saw something, because he said I saw it, but it wasn't that. So I wonder what else it was. Probably maybe infidelity or something. I'm like burning up in this room. So now that everybody's seen everything, it looks like we're just waiting on the last few members to disband from AWP, and then there'll probably be no more. And that's sad. And especially because they have such a high profile case, one of their last cases being the Kylie Rodney case. I think it's going to stir up a lot of stuff. I think it's going to, I'm going to say this too, because I saw this earlier today and it really irked me. I don't know if there's any creators on my page, but if you're a creator and somebody steps into your chat, right, and they leave a comment and it's not 100% on what you're on board with, don't be that person and just block them, like without even giving them just letting them have their opinion. Like literally, I saw this on 2 different creators' pages the last couple of days, and I was like, wow, like really, wow. Because I've had some people come in here and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, and I don't block them. Like Becky or whatever her name was a little bit ago. I was trying to see if she was still in here so I could tell her what was said, because she said, I said something wrong, so I wanted to make sure that we had it correct for her. But I think she left. So I tried. I was taking notes, so I'm going to try to get these notes and put them all into like some sort of a little video, so that way it'll be easier for you guys to watch that too. So when he said, what do you think about this? So was it Boca that they went the first time they searched Boca, and what she wasn't there, and then they went to Prosser, and that's where they found Kylie? So if that was the case, and I'm not sure if it was Boca, correct me if I was wrong, because I'm not sure. I'm not really sure on that part. But do you think that was just for show? Like, do you think that they knew maybe she was over there like before that in Prosser? I don't know. It was just something I wrote down, because that guy, the son or whatever, Kyler, was saying that they would do like 4 show shots. So I thought maybe that could have been it. I didn't even light my candle tonight, guys. I forgot. But I had paper over here, so that's a good thing. But I do have these little candles in my store. If you need any cute little candles for Christmas, I have Christmas candles too. But I have these ones in Tranquility, I think Relax, Serenity, and Rejuvenate. And they smell so good. 100 hours of burn time on my Poppianari site. Poppianari.com. Poppi. And I just put some new clothes on there today, and I just redid my boutique next door. I've been doing all kinds of stuff today, guys. So does anybody have any questions for me? I am going to hop off soon. My boyfriend is actually almost home, and I don't know how that's possible, because he went to go to the city, and that's like an hour and 15 minutes away, hour and a half. So that just doesn't, I hopped on like right away almost. I thought, I don't know, he's speedy or something. He better slow it down. And I am wearing another Ohio shirt today. Everyone's been saying I've been wearing Ohio shirts lately. I've been wearing a crap ton of them because I own a lot. So that's why I always have one on. But yeah, I think that's all I really had to tell you. I will try to stream the when he goes to this first court date, which I think that a lot of people are right. I think that he is going to turn himself in maybe before the court date because there's going to be a lot of press, I would assume, and cameras and things like that. So you would think to be like, not to get like his picture taken as much, not be on camera as much. Maybe he'll try to sneak in and go a little bit like into a different door. Maybe he'll try to go in a little bit early. But I'm sure there are people already camped out there just waiting on him to leave his house. So, and I'm sure that he's under some sort of, I don't know if he would be like tethered, like where you have to have a home, like ankle monitor being on bond or bail, or if he's allowed to just do whatever he wants on bail. Because I'm not sure with these charges what it would entail, what that would entail. But if anybody else knows, let me know. And I think that was all I had. I am probably going to do a live tomorrow. I'm not sure what time, but I might do it earlier in the day because this one was a little bit later on. But I am going to hop off here. If you haven't yet, please like the video. If you watch it on replay, #replay, so I know y'all made it. Thank you guys so much again for sharing a little bit of your evening with me. If you want to check out any of my previous lives, they're all linked below, and I have videos that I'll be releasing. I have, I think 2 or 3 that I haven't released yet. I haven't uploaded them yet. So that's what I got to do. And then it's just filming more stuff. Let me know if you want me to cover any of the cases, any true crime cases that are like popular or not so popular, or if you have a true crime case of your own that you want me to tell your story. You can email me at titaniumbuiltboo@gmail.com. I have Twitter. It's titanium_built. And my TikTok and my Patreon are both at TitaniumBuilt. And I'm trying so hard to get my TikTok up to 1,000 followers. That way I can bring you guys more stuff over on TikTok as well. So with all of that said, that was a lot. I hope you guys had an enjoyable evening, even though it was about talking about really, not good things. But we all came together, and I feel like if we can get the word out there a little bit more, then we're going to, maybe help somebody else. And both ladies are victims, and they're both welcome, into our safe space here on my channel. Like I said, I've never been personally affected, and I don't really know a lot of people that have been affected by, like child abuse, but I'm learning more about it. And I know a lot about people's behaviors, and I hope that justice is served. I know it will be. I have faith that it will be. So I will see you guys all in my next live. Thank you guys so much for joining me this evening, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.